Well, hello again, all you good folks out there in poetry land. I'd just like to remind you that poems don't rhyme all of the time. So, to that end, this week's poem is free verse. No rhyming, a different kind of rhythm, but poetic to its heart, and a little more serious than the previous poems in this series. It is loosely based on an experience from my youth, growing up on a farm in rural New Zealand. The title is River Gods. Let's go. They have been gentle of late, the river gods. The stream murmurs and meanders around the maze of bald headed grey rocks to pool in dreamy shadows where floating dragons flaunt hazy iridescence over the lazy waters. But now a hard rain falls. Great legions sweep from the north to deliver their tumultuous fusillades upon my roof, while the shell fire flicker illuminates the hills in jagged brilliance, and the heavy boom of artillery thunders down the valley. Hungrily feeding on 1,000 rushing tributaries, the gods swell to anger, tumbling in muddy flood, foam flecked, driftwood strewn, rampaging, irresistible. Until at last triumphant, the waters shoulder free of the confines of their banks and celebrate by spreading a remorseless tide across the lower flats. For 2 grey days the battle rages, and 2 black nights I toss in fitful sleep, waking in wonder to the ceaseless rumbling chant of the river gods celebrating victory. On the third afternoon, the waters subside, and I emerge to survey the aftermath. The yellow scar of half a hillside collapsed, sodden, silt-ridden fields, and drunken fence lines litter festooned. On a trampled morass of higher ground I find the huddle of Angus heifers. Wild-eyed they jostle as I count and count again. One short. Back home, the shrill summons of the telephone, my downstream neighbour spreads forth a miracle. Next day I fetch her stumbling back and install her in prodigal comfort with sweet hay in a dry corner of the barn, and leave her. There are other duties. By morning's light I ponder, hay untouched, muddied coat encrusted, and translucent eye dulled. As the day passes, she sickens. Her whole body trembles, and as darkness falls, she too goes down and will not rise despite my urgings. The river sings more sweetly now, a lesser triumph, as I fetch my rifle and by torchlight fumble a shell into the chamber. The river gods know nothing of heartbreak, and they will not be scorned. Thanks for listening. Did you know that the vast majority of YouTube viewers never even make it to the end of the video? So if you're still with me, congratulations. A special treat this week. I've included a special segment on one of my favorite poets. So hang in there for a few more seconds to discover the chosen one for this video. I hope to continue this feature in weeks to come. See you then.